Yeah, just let them compete.
Yeah. No doubt, no doubt. And it had to have been especially weird just going around because, as most people know, there are no spectators for this year's Summer Olympic Games.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like, the people is what makes is a big chunk of the opening and closing ceremonies, man.
Oh,
I mean, like you said, it's already one thing to be walking out there, doing that long ass stretch, or if you're one of those unfortunate countries that's like last in line and you got to watch everybody do that damn thing and you're sitting there waiting, but to do that and there's like nobody out there watching you.
Right.
It's gotta be like weird.
I'm surprised they didn't just scale back the opening because there's no fans in the stands. I don't know. But, I'm sure NBC and all the television partners around the world make big money off of it, so they had to do it anyway.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. We do have a couple... Oh, we got a couple people shouting out on the feed there. What's going on, Miss Marsha? We in the building. And you guys, let us know if you watched the opening ceremonies, and if so, what's your favorite thing about it? And I'm going to go ahead and start first. I do try to make a point to watch the opening, at the very least, the opening ceremonies. And one, because you get to learn a lot about the country that's hosting. That's the one thing. And then two, I'm one of those people that like to check out the outfits.
I would say it's like the Hunger Games
like the
out there,
best
right?
part to me.
It's like the Hunger Games out there.
Yeah. and of course, the United States, they're real swanky with their shit, right? They got Ralph Lauren, who's been doing their uniforms for quite some time now, and they're pretty nice stuff for the most part. I think sometimes in the winter he gets a little ridiculous with the fashion, but you know that the United States is going to come with it, and then you're automatically judging other countries' outfits up against your own. So that's one of the first fun things to kick off the Olympic ceremonies.
If that doesn't show like the bouginess of the Americans, I don't know what does. They get Ralph Lauren out there designing their outfits, but like Turkmenistan or Azerbaijan or someone, they got like the Kmart rejects that Kmart couldn't even sell.
Yeah, man. The shit of being a first world country. Oh man, but yeah. So I do enjoy that aspect, and I also enjoy the music. Like I said, you do get a little bit of flavor of what the country has to offer, and educationally and aesthetically pleasing. So I usually do tune in for the opening ceremonies. This particular Olympic Games is super awesome because they have rolled out some new sports. Right? Now, before we get into the new sports, I want to ask you, Mark. Now, we just brought up the whole curling event, and I think I can classify that as Keisha and Mark, and that's an official Jabo guilty pleasure sport for the wintertime.
Oh, yeah. What
is your guilty pleasure sport for the Summer Olympics? What is that sport that you like to watch, but you wouldn't necessarily be out in the street like, yo, dog, I caught that skeet shooting event last night, and it was dope. Like, what's that guilty pleasure sport for you, Mark?
Guilty pleasure. Okay, I think I got two.
Okay.
I don't even know if this is a guilty pleasure, really, because it seems like probably a lot of people are into it, but, a few years ago I got my first bow, and I've been out practice target shooting a couple times.
Nice.
And I really enjoy archery. So Yeah, I really like watching the archery stuff, and it was really awesome. Like I don't know, 12 years ago or whatever, when the actor Gina Davis was on the archery team. That was kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Good old
My
Charlie Baltimore.
my second one, and I will admit this is total guilty pleasure. Women's beach volleyball. Do I even got to tell you
There's
why?
no guilt there, homie.
Do I got to tell you why?
This is where the guilt comes in. Okay.
I mean, I don't know if they can make them shorts any shorter, but I'm not, mad about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if like I said, I don't know if I'd classify that as guilty, because I for one will not express any guilt when watching those beach volleyball games. That shit's a lot of fun, and we all know. Oh my gosh, I remember the Rio games.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that particular Summer Olympics, they brought out the stallions for that event, man. And,
you watch the beach volleyball and you're like, they got girls like that over in, I don't know, Brazil? Yeah, we're going to Brazil.
Yeah, let's go to Brazil.
Good Lord.
Right. So I can definitely feel you there, homie. I have one, well, I guess I have two guilty pleasure sports. One is, I don't know if I can really call it guilty, because I think it's actually kind of popular. I like watching the synchronized diving,
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
I just watched the, what was it, a couple of days ago, they had the women's here we go again, talk about the ladies. But, we're savages. No, I watched the women's competition, man, and they had, there was, of course, the United States ladies, they were doing really well, but they had this duo from Canada, and of course China again. Like, I swear they need to check these Chinese to see if they're robots, because I mean the way that these two girls like operated together, they were like one.
Yeah.
And it was so crazy. I mean, they were like the same build and everything, and it's just fascinating to me how they're able to pull that off. Because I mean, you're kind of acting on your own accord out there on that platform, man, and it's got to be very difficult to kind of sync up and feel your partner and get those difficult dives down.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, can you imagine how much they practice?
Yeah. I mean, they talked about how this particular Olympic Games, that they're not going down in 2020. This particular training time, this go around, has been really grueling for a lot of the athletes, because they got another year in, to practice and things like that. And then also too, with the COVID situations, a lot of traditional training exercises and regimes had to be changed, man. So just big ups to all of the athletes involved in this year's Olympics, man. I know it's been really freaking crazy, and that's got to be a come through for the night too. All Olympic athletes, come out on the big stage despite dealing with this whole pandemic and the craziness of COVID, which is still very alive and well in the country of Japan, man, and just showing out. But this brings me to my next guilty pleasure sport, and that is badminton.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I used to love playing badminton as a kid, man, and to watch, some of these athletes, take this game to the ultimate level. For me, it's a lot of fun to watch, I mean, these people be, diving, spiking, and I was watching it the other night, and I was saying, like, why aren't people just, if it was me out there, I'd just rush the net, you know what I mean, trying to throw the birdie down somebody's throat or something like that. Man, these people are so fast, you cannot do that. They will make you pay. It's almost like tennis, you know what I mean? And it's crazy, like, even though, like, you're dealing with this birdie that kind of flies through the air, and it's got, like, a lot of wind and flotation that you're dealing with, how fast-paced that particular sport is. It's a Uh-huh.
You know, it seems like probably since like the 80s, or maybe even before that, I don't know, but that's where my frame of reference is. Ping pong on the Olympic stage has pretty much been accepted. Like, you know, you kind of used to
Yeah.
joke about it, but now it's like, you know, those guys got skill.
Oh,
And
hell yeah.
I imagine the badminton guys got to be on that level too.
Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let me tell you right now, Major Keith definitely wouldn't survive out there on that badminton court. But, you know, as we sit up here, we watch these games and whatnot, and, you know, these games come around once every 4 years. It's not something that we watch year in and year out. But, you know, I've been thinking like all week how funny it is. Now, I'm sure you can relate, and there's plenty of outsiders that can relate on this as well. Isn't it funny how you can sit and watch a sport, and we can say let's let's take badminton, or even like the whole archery concept. This is something that, you know, we generally do not play often. I mean, it's not like a basketball or a baseball or a softball, which is new this year. So we watch these sports, and after, I'd say, like a good 10, 15 minutes of viewing, we all of a sudden become these expert analysts in the sports.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, man. You know, and for me, it started, excuse me, it started with the synchronized diving. You know, El Boogie and I were watching the competition, and, you know, we're watching it and everything, and, like, it's so funny, like 10, 15 minutes in, we're sitting up here critiquing and giving points and stuff like that. Like, we actually know what the hell is going on out there, man. And it's just so funny because we watch it once every 4 years. We will never watch it again. But all of a sudden, we're like these experts. We're like, oh, that tuck isn't tight enough. Oh, she's going to lose 2 points on that. You know?
You're like, in all my minutes of watching water polo.
And I think that's something that we all experience as spectators of the Olympic Games, man.
Oh, for sure, for sure. You know, kind of on that whole net track with badminton, ping pong, and all that. Have you been paying attention to tennis?
Yes, I have.
Now,
oh my goodness.
You know, obviously there's the big names like Djokovic and Asana. But what I thought it was a really cool story to come out of tennis, and I may have the country wrong, but for women's doubles, the same country had both doubles in the gold medal round. I believe it was Ukraine, but I'm not positive. And like I don't think they'd ever won a gold medal in women's doubles tennis before. So like no matter what, they're gonna get gold, no matter who wins.
Yeah, I would say this is the one super cool thing about this Olympic Games. There have been a lot of countries winning golds that have never won golds before.
Yeah.
You know, I believe, what was it, Korea that took a gold in like weightlifting or something like that, and never mastered the sport before. I mean, there's a lot of athletes that have been really working hard to catch up to the rest of the world in their particular sports and coming through with the golds for their countries. A lot of smaller countries, as Mark just mentioned, with the doubles tennis. Keeping it up with tennis, you know, we said that it's hosted in Tokyo by Japan. We all know that, well, if you didn't know, Naomi Osaka kind of took her place as the face of the Olympic Games. I think it's safe to say that, it being that she lit the torch and everything. And amazing early exit for Osaka.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I mean, it was a real deal loss. Like, I believe it was in straight sets. Kind of surprising, especially with this coming off the heels of her hiatus. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of big expectations for her in these Olympic Games, and just didn't come through.
Yeah, and I think like earlier she had said that she was feeling refreshed, so I think a lot of people expected. But you know, I mean, just let the girl live. I'm sure she'll
Yeah.
be back up to form soon.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of let the girl live, let's let the other girl live too. Simone Biles, man. There's been a lot going on over the past couple of days about her withdrawing, personally taking herself out of the Olympic Games, citing mental health as the reason. And there's been as always, I mean, we just really know how to show the ugly side of spectatorship, man. But, a lot of love and a lot of hate. I'm just going to focus on the love right now that she's been receiving. The women's gymnastics team, I know we're used to taking gold, but we took silver. We still, did the damn thing. It's a lot to be proud of. And, it was a really big come through for the other girls. Suni, I've got to shout her out for her goal today, for really supporting, who is like the heart of the team, like team captain, like really the nucleus.
Yeah. And
just showing a lot of support and love and, taking on that responsibility. And like I said, coming through with the silver for Team USA.
Yeah, what I find especially uplifting in the wake of everything that's happened is kind of like the gymnastics community, like not even necessarily people that are Olympic level, but like like the local coaches and gyms and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they've been like, I know exactly what she's talking about, what she means.
Yeah.
That like no one has a doubt that what she was feeling is what she is feeling, and that is completely legitimate reason to pull out.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're one of those folks who are like, oh man, she should just go ahead and do it, let me explain something to you about gymnastics. Gymnastics is a very dangerous sport. Okay? It's you're flying through the air, you're flipping, you're going at max speeds, and if your head is not 100% in it, the slightest misstep could seriously injure you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, this is, like they say, it's bigger than rap. Like this was a lot bigger, and I commend Simone Biles for making such a big decision.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Knowing that you were gonna, receive some backlash, but saying, hey, my mental health and my physical health, is more important. If I'm not in it, and if I'm not at my 100%, if I don't have my A game, then I'm not going to do it, man. And you just got to tip your hat to that. You got to. It's a real grown-up decision.
Yeah, and it's not like she's never competed injured. She has. She won Worlds with, I believe, a broken finger or something.
Yeah.
The girl's tough. Probably tougher than me. I'll say that right up.
No bullshit.
And people, like, applauded Andrew Luck when he walked away from the NFL for the same reason. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, but don't do that with the Olympic Games. God damn it. You know how we get down. Motherfucker, we waited 4 years for your ass, man. Forget all that.
Yeah.
All right. Another honorary come through tonight for Simone Biles, baby. We love you. But look, guys, we're going to take a quick break, wet our whistle. When we come back, we're going to add some WTF, some booty huffs, and some more come through for you guys. So get ready for some laughs in the second portion of this show. Just a bit outside.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside radio show, live on Facebook. Check us out on YouTube. Talking the Olympics and all the craziness and fun that's going on there. And what you got next on the docket for us, Judge Alexander?
All right, we're keeping it international. We're keeping it Olympics. We're keeping it Tokyo right now. As I said a little earlier in the show, we had this particular Olympic Games, Summer Olympic Games, has been really cool in the aspect of there have been some new sports that have been debuted this go around, and I gotta talk about a few of these, man. Surfing, softball, baseball, sports climbing, skateboarding, another aspect of basketball, the 3-on-3 tournament. Man, all of these things have been taking place for the first time this go around in Tokyo. Mark, I wanted to ask you and our outsiders also, have you checked out any of the new sports that are being debuted for the 2020 Olympics?
I mean, I guess if baseball's new, I've checked out like highlights of that and stuff.
Yeah.
I know every Olympics has, like, the host city can introduce new sports and get rid of some, but I wasn't really keeping track on what was new and what wasn't. I gotta say, surfing's kind of a surprise because I thought like it was introduced before, but maybe like it got taken away and is brought back again.
I believe so. I think it was like one of those baseball situations because, I mean, if you know your Olympic history, baseball was part of the Olympics for a little while.
Yeah.
And they took it out, and now they're bringing it back. But, yeah, I've been able to catch a few. I caught a few of the 3-on-3 games where United States, the women kicked ass. I didn't check out any of the male competition, but I was able to check that out, which was it was interesting to watch. I love basketball, man, but when it comes to 3-on-3, I'm kind of on the fence about that.
Yeah.
I'm just a full court kind of girl. I like the up and down action. I like the full action, and I feel like the half court with 3-on-3 really limits a whole lot of the game. But it was still nice to watch, and it was still good to see our girls get it in on the basketball court, man, because we all know that the men's game is a little shaky.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're walking away from the goal this year.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you.
I gotta say real quick, on a half court game, I can't imagine it at an Olympic level. Because to me, 3-on-3 half court is like there better be chunks out of the concrete, little rocks that you keep on stepping on, a light that keeps on flickering.
Yeah, like an obstacle course kind of court, huh?
Just good old street ball.
Yeah, dig it. But I did watch softball. I watched the women, and they lost in the gold match game against Japan.
Okay.
But that was really good. That was a lot of fun to watch. And we've really been big on women's softball, especially with this last College World Series that went around, and all the excitement with that, man. And that just carried on to the Olympic Games. Yeah. I mean, those girls were out there stroking something serious, man. And that was very interesting to watch. The one thing that I have not seen yet and that I am very interested in is the sport that they have named sport climbing.
Yeah, I was like, what is that?
Right. So that is basically the various aspects of rock and wall climbing.
Okay.
Like I said, I haven't been able to catch. I need to take a look at the schedule to see when these particular events will be aired. And if you guys have Peacock, for the people that have that app Peacock, check the app out, man, because that thing really goes into depth with the Olympic Games, and they have pretty much everything. I mean, they lay it all out for you. I mean, if you have cable, I know that there's like an Olympic channel,
Yeah.
but man, the Peacock app shits on this damn thing. I'm telling you, man. They got every time slot. They've got the replays and the highlights. So if you're a big judo or jiu-jitsu fan, all you gotta do is pull up the sport, and they'll have it all laid out there for you, stats and everything, man. So that's a big resource for all of those Summer Olympic Game fans, man. Definitely check out the Peacock app. And once again, I'm gonna just throw that back out there for you guys, for people who might have missed it. But skateboarding, I did watch some of the skateboarding. That was really cool for the first time around. And I'm not even gonna call myself a professional or an advanced skateboarding fan. But Mark, I'm gonna have to say the skateboarding park that they had out in Tokyo, I really wasn't too impressed with it.
Really?
Yeah, and I feel like I'm gonna give them a pass because this was like the first time around, and they're kind of the what do you call it, the test runners for the event. But I mean, it just looked pretty basic to me. Of course, it was good to see a lot of these athletes that we generally do see during the X Games and whatnot. But you could tell that since they were representing their country, they turned up a little bit.
Okay.
And again, we had, who was it? Let me see. There was one guy from Japan. There were two guys from the United States that were front runners. Unfortunately, in the event that I watched, the guy from Japan, I believe, took the gold medal, and we ended up with the silver. But something different, another aspect of the Olympic Games, something fun. And if you're one of those boarders, man, it's definitely something to look at. Make sure you guys check out surfing too, man, because I'm interested to see as to how they present that sport as well. What the events are, how the judging is going to be. Like I said, I'm only going to need 10 minutes of viewership before I become an expert analyst myself. But I'm really interested to see how they handle those particular sports for the first go around in the Summer Games.
And going back to the sport climbing.
Yeah.
I remembered, like, as you were talking about it, I did catch a video of it. I think it like
the video that you saw, was it like the wall joint, or
it was kind of the wall joint, but then there's like stuff like it would come out and you have to like go pretty much right underneath, hanging upside down, and like come out. And this chick from Japan, like, she made it look easy, but you could tell like just barely that the tips of her fingers was holding her up. And it was like, holy shit, like, this is amazing. I'll have to track down that video, see if I can find it.
Oh, yeah, man. If you can, man, post it on the show page, just so people can get, a feel for what we're talking about here. And with the sport climbing, it takes an amazing amount of core and, like Mark said, finger strength.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you're literally taking on the strength of your whole entire body and the tips of your fingers to hang on to a surface, man. And I just have so much respect for these individuals. I mean, Mark, that back in April, I went out to Boulder to the Flatirons, and I was able to witness somebody free solo a rock climb, and gave me such an immense respect for the sport, and just like, holy shit, these people are out of their mind. Because I mean, you're dealing with some serious heights and not natural surfaces. Yeah. Like Mark said, I mean, when you're doing this the sport climbing, and I believe in the Olympics they have the outdoor and then the artificial wall. But I mean, the amount of just strength that it takes to be able to complete that type of sport, man. You gotta give a big ups to them, man. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that's something that will continue to stay with the Olympics because for real, you could do a whole lot with that.
Oh, I'm sure.
You could do a whole lot with that, and I believe next year's games, 2024, is that in Los Angeles?
No, I think LA is 2028.
2028, okay. I know that I know Sunny California is going to be licking their chops with what they can do with these new additions to these sports, man, especially with the surfing, the sport climbing, and the skateboarding, man. There's so much that you can do with those sports. I'm so glad that they became additions to the Olympic family.
I was thinking about that because they were talking about LA hosting it again. I'm like,
yeah, they've been talking about that shit like the whole Olympics. You thought they was in LA.
Thank God I don't live out there anymore. Because can you imagine how crazy? I mean, LA is crazy as it is, but bring in like thousands of international athletes. Nah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a complete shit show.
I worked at USC. And USC, like, literally down the street from the Olympic Coliseum. So,
dig it.
No. I'm glad. Sorry, Sarah.
All right, well, let's take it off of the Olympics and take it to the U.S., the good old basketball. You know I wasn't going to let this whole show without me saying...
Basketball's doing terrible in the Olympics. That's all we need to know. That's all we need to know. No. We giving Major Keisha flowers right now, son. And I'm talking about them NBA Finals. If you guys don't recall, the last show was Game 6. And before I start patting myself on the back, let me clear something up for you guys. Because the last show, when we were giving out our predictions and whatnot, I thought the Ding Dang Gang was in Phoenix. I'm talking the whole night about the game being in Phoenix, and I'm like, oh man, Phoenix should be able to pull this thing out. We're going to a Game 7, and then Milwaukee. Oh no. The game was in Milwaukee. That was my first surprise. I was like, man, I'm really off with that one. But I got to tell you, Mark, man, within like the first 10 minutes, I looked at Lauren and I was like, girl, get ready to celebrate. Can you think back to watching that game and tell me how you felt those first 2 quarters or the first half? You know damn well I pushed that shit out of my memory. That first half, it wasn't bad. I think the Suns were even up by 2 or 3 at half. And I was thinking, okay, they can pull it out. They just need to tighten up some shit. And, man, they didn't. Yeah,
and I gotta do it, Mark. I gotta pull the Phoenix Suns up on the booty huff, yo. I got to. I mean, they let Milwaukee win 4 games in a row.
Yeah.
That was rough. That was just unbelievable. And that was the whole other aspect of it. I just could not, for the life of me, judging from the playoff run that the Phoenix Suns had, I just did not see the Milwaukee Bucks winning 4 games in a row. Lo and behold, it went down, and Giannis had the game of his life.
I was going to say, props out to Giannis, because, I mean, and he turned, and I make myself mad because all playoffs I was saying, like, he'll look booty in the first couple games, turn it on, and he did the exact same thing in the finals. Yeah.
I don't know what the hell they was smoking or they was eating, but all of a sudden they just turned up. I don't know. It was like a serious wake-up call. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's no one out there happier than Coach Bud, because that motherfucker was on the way to losing his job. I think even Jalen Rose said that shit that night. And I had been saying it too, like, if they don't win, I don't know what's going to happen, but they pulled it out. Giannis MVP, 50-point game. I mean, it was something for the NBA history books, man. And big shout-outs to the Milwaukee Bucks. Big shout-outs to Giannis. And, of course, big shout-outs to Major Keish. I told you, that's their easy money pick, baby. I need to start keeping stats of my easy money picks. Because I might really, with the easy money picks on the big game, I might be like 5 out of 7. Might be like 5 and 2 on that track. I know I took a couple of L's, but there's more wins than losses. So shout out to everybody that followed Major Keisha and made that big money with dealing with them in NBA Finals, man.
I'll give you the come through this week. I'll give you the compliment. Now,
My man.
they're already making moves. Suns added an assistant. They made a trade today. I can't remember who the hell they traded, but I know they're trading. Did you hear the hot rumor out of LA though for NBA
Oh
trades?
man, you know I was about to say it. You know,
Ooh.
it's a bittersweet rumor. It's a bittersweet rumor, but one I am willing to accept, Mark. I am willing to accept it. If you guys have not heard, my dude, my boo thing, the one that I swear to God, I would risk it all. Don't tell Lauren I said that. Russell Westbrook is currently in talks with the Los Angeles Lakers. That's right. That's right. Danger Russ, Mr. Triple Doubles, is looking to go to the big show. And what are they going to do? They're going to give it all up. LeBron's going to give it all up. And you know that was easy for him because you know he's pissed off with the whole entire team outside of Anthony Davis. And I said that too. Like, everybody's going to be gone. It's going to be a freaking fire sale. And then with some of the big names that I'm hearing in this deal is Montrezl Harrell, Kyle Kuzma, Caldwell Pope. Was he in there? I believe he was in there somewhere. I mean, they're trying to get, in essence, all the booty motherfuckers that didn't show up like they were supposed to. I don't believe I heard Schroeder's name in there, and I think they should keep Schroeder for real.
You know,
but
Kuzma must have really pissed off LeBron or someone because his name was actually attached to 2 trades during the day. Earlier it was Sacramento. Earlier it was with the Kings, and then like suddenly the Lakers, the Russ rumors came through. I'm like, what?
Washington said, we'll take him. But I mean, yo, honestly, we were surprised that he even came back this season. Because let's not forget, Bama's was petitioning for him not to get a ring after they won last year. So, you know, but, you know, if you can imagine the possibilities of Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis on the same team. Of course, there are plenty of haters out there that saying it would not work, that Russell needs to have the ball, and that won't work with LeBron. That won't work with Anthony Davis. And you know what I'm going to say to that, Mark?
Probably the same thing I would.
You guys are freaking idiots.
Yep.
Because you guys freaking tell me the last time Anthony Davis and LeBron James' asses lasted a whole entire freaking season. Dude, and there's nobody out there more durable and that will put it all out on the line when it's time to than Russell Westbrook. You agreeing with me, homie? Am I speaking truth out here?
Oh, for sure. We talked about it during the season, I think. That Russ, like, he really showed his maturity and aging because he's willing to pass that ball now. He's willing to not take every single shot if he sees someone open. LeBron's done the same thing, and Anthony Davis is a proven shooter. These 3 together, man, like, I'm stoked for next season already. Can it be October?
Hell yeah! You put him out there, dude. LeBron can play 30 minutes a game. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, I'm serious, man. Because you know, honestly, I'm really tired of watching LeBron handle the ball anyway and manage the game that way. I would really like the ball to be in the hands of somebody else. You know, somebody else that can facilitate. And I feel like Russell could do that. And let's not forget, when he came to Washington, he's not going to be able to play with Bradley Beal, this, that, and that, blah, blah, blah. Did that shit not work out?
Oh, yeah. It was wonderful.
You know what I'm saying? Like, did he not single-handedly make the Washington Wizards, who is in the shit cellar of the Eastern Conference, contenders this year? And I was really hoping, I sent all my prayer warriors, we was all praying, because I really wanted to keep him here. But if I can't keep him here with me, you know, the next best thing would be to go to the Lake Show, man. And I'm all for it. Not just because he's my favorite player right now, but I really do see the benefits and think that it would be a great fit for LeBron James and the Lakers.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And you know what? We might as well go ahead and make that a come through for the night too, man. You know, big ups to LA for coming up with something to get that deal done. because there was a lot of head scratching at the end of the postseason, especially the way that Phoenix stomped the dog shit out of them in the playoffs, where they could fix things, and it looks like they are going to fix things.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's keep it moving. Let's move on to WTF moments of the week. First WTF moment of the week, I'm going to go ahead and say it. And you know what, man? I wish we had a picture for it, because a picture would really do this justice. But I want to talk about your boy, Aaron Rodgers.
My boy.
He ain't really your boy, but, you know, I just had to, he's somebody's boy, because he ain't my boy either. But Aaron Rodgers, we all know that, you know, training camp has started back up. There's been we've talked a lot about the indecisiveness of Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Is he coming back? Is he not coming back? And what are we going to do with this contract? Oh, he's an asshole. We don't like him. He doesn't want to play football anymore. He wants to do Jeopardy. But he came back on the scene. But, you know, the WTF for me was that he was back on the scene, but he was not looking crispy and clean to me. Did you see his first day back at training camp, dog?
No.
Aaron Rodgers showed up with, first of all, big shout out, because he had a Dunder Mifflin t-shirt on.
Nice.
Of the big bald guy that talks like this.
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, t-shirt Kevin. Yeah, but which was super cool. But Mark, I gotta tell you, man, Aaron Rodgers showed up looking like the last stoned samurai. I swear to goodness, like, yo, he's got like this kind of long, greasy hair that was pulled back into a ponytail, and he looked like he didn't take a shower that morning. He just rolled out of bed and showed up to camp, man. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if he's been hooking up with the edible guy or whatever, but he looked a little crazy showing up to training camp, man. I'm not really sure if he's really ready to go.
Now, did you hear that they signed a renegotiated deal?
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you have those details, could we toss them out there? Because I believe this kind of just came down the pike, right?
Yeah, just a couple hours ago. I'm not sure on all the details, but the one that really stuck out for me is that Rodgers has an option on 2023 to void the contract.
Oh, God, so we'll be going through this shit all over again, basically.
So he pretty much set himself up to be there for 2 years for sure, and then get himself out of Green Bay. Yeah. So 2 years, we'll be all talking about this all over again. Who knows? Maybe next year too. But he has a bright future in golf. Did you catch any of that big match?
I did not. You were able to. And that was the one with him and Tom Brady, right?
Yeah. That was the same night as Game 6, and it came on earlier on it was on all the TNT channels, like 4 or 5 networks carried it. But he was kind of entertaining out there driving the cart around. I don't know. He had to have been doing some drinking that day.
I'm saying, man, he even looking like a lush. But hey, man, tell everybody to relax, and you keep on living your best life, Aaron.
Hell yeah.
I ain't hating, bro.
Hell yeah.
You got WTF for the fans tonight, Mark?
I'll say it's a cross WTF booty huff. And that's, all week long, EA Sports has been rolling out the ratings for players in this year's Madden 2022. And, it's awesome. Every year it's exciting to see what they're doing. But the booty huff WTF cross combo thing has to go on all the NFL players. Y'all soft. And I mean, like, spoiled brat soft. It's not just soft, it's soft, SAWFT, soft. Because, let me tell you, the very best version of Madden ever, unanimous decision across all boards, is 2007. Mike Vick was rated a 97, the highest rating a player's ever received to that point. And the dude, owned the video game. If you played Madden, then you were choosing the Atlanta Falcons every time, or you were trading for him and forcing the trade so that they didn't have to, they couldn't refuse it. You were getting Mike Vick on your team.
Yeah.
And this year, It seems like every position has like the number one guy, no matter what, across the league is rated 99, no matter what. First off, no. Jordy Nelson or whoever, like whatever his name
Jordy
is.
Nelson.
He's a great receiver. Don't get me wrong, but
he got a 99.
He got 99.
What the fuck?
I'll say number one receiver, maybe.
Yo, nobody play this game because it's bullshit. I'm telling you right now, nobody play this game.
And of course, like the dude that's number 2 and ranked 98. Oh, I don't agree with these ratings at all. What? Okay, first off, dog fighting and all that bullshit aside, you ain't no Mike Vick. And Mike Vick rated at 97 was the best rating ever in these games.
Yeah.
And y'all complaining that you're above that? Nah, come on.
No, yeah, you're smoking the good. You're taking the good peyote, man. Like, come on. No way.
No
way.
Babies, man.
Yeah.
Babies.
Yeah. Fuck that. That's to me. This is the equivalent of the participation award. The ribbon that you get. When you just played, even though you were sorry and shit. Yeah, that's the equivalent of that. And we all know that's some millennial shit there. So, they got to toughen up on that, man.
But of course,
we got to toughen up.
Tomorrow, the quarterbacks get announced, I believe, and we'll see where LJ8 ranks.
Yeah, which brings me to another WTF moment of the week, man. And LJ8, they just announced that he caught COVID for the second time. Like, yo, what the hell is going on out here? What the... Like... I mean, you almost gotta think somebody put COVID on a cookie and said, "Here, take this shit." You call him like, seriously? Like, I mean, isn't that wild to you? Didn't that make you say WTF?
And I'm all for the quarterbacks getting together with their key players and everything, but why'd you got to give COVID to Gus Bus?
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm gonna label that a WTF and the booty huffle on behalf of COVID's part, man. I need you to stay out of our locker rooms, dog. We need LJ8. That's big.
And any player that gets caught breaking protocol after the season starts, it's like a $16,000 fine. And if a team has too many, they'll be forced to forfeit that game.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't think I heard that part.
That's what they were saying, yeah. So let's get this out of the way now before the season starts.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I think what we're gonna do is we'll do this football season. We'll have a COVID money tracker. Yeah. Let's just see how much money these players are going to forfeit, because football players are dumber than most. You know what I mean? They love to get in trouble and do dumb shit. So we'll just see how much money the NFL will collect due to COVID-related issues in this upcoming NFL season. That'll be fun. We'll do a COVID meter, money meter type thing. That's fun.
Of course, these players, they'll be like $15,000. That's nothing.
Yeah, right. Until you got caught for like the third, fourth time. And then somebody saying, "Look, dude, you gotta chill." Yeah. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's move. Do you have any other WTF moments of the week?
Nope, that's it for me.
All right, let's move it on to the come-throughs. And this is another, big deal. We all know that Cleveland Indians are on the verge of doing a whole revamp of the brand. They got rid of the whole Indians name, and we're searching for, a new name, new team name, new face, whole new attitude, and they have decided on a new name. And Mark, I'm going to let you go ahead because you have one of the best jokes about the new names of the Cleveland baseball team.
Oh damn! You got to put me on the spot because I forget what it was.
The Guardians. Cleveland Guardians, and it's basically like just the Indians with the GU.
Oh yeah.
On the front of it. So the Cleveland, we will no longer be. What does it start next year?
Next season, yeah.
Next season, they will take away the Indians, and they will become the Guardians which I got to say, it's a come through and a booty huff as well, because what exactly is a Guardian mark?
Well, I know the
Did
Guardians
they
of the
come up with
Galaxy.
a logo yet?
I think it's just that G. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yep, that sounds about right for good old Ohio. Dry as fuck. So, but a great step in being politically correct and getting rid of some old ass antiquated ways and stepping into the new millennium and getting rid of a name that carries a lot of negative feelings towards. So that's good, but you could have did a lot better with the fucking name, man. The Guardians.
I've heard that it has some history in baseball, so that's cool. But yeah, it is kind of generic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you got a booty huff or a come through for the evening?
I got to come through, and it's actually a couple weeks old.
Sure.
I think it got lost in like the other news. A couple weeks ago, we reported on the shooting outside Nationals Park and all that situation.
Uh-huh.
Well, there's another situation that unfolded there. I think that same week, just a couple days before, and that's the dad of the Washington Nationals, pitcher Joe Ross.
Yeah.
His dad saved a choking fan with the Heimlich maneuver at the game with the Giants.
Holy crap!
He's a pediatrician and just happened to be right there, right place, right time. Another fan started choking and gave the Heimlich maneuver. So that's a come through.
Hell yeah. Big come through. And that's DMV related. And I got one come through DMV related as well. And I saved it for the come through because I wanted her to have her own little bit of time. Katie Ledecky.
Yeah.
Dude. Big swimmer. Big swimmer for the DMV representing in Tokyo. Big time. She's won a couple of gold medals individually. Yesterday, she was able to, and I watched this match, swimming meet, and it was like one of the most exciting races that I've ever watched for swimming, and that was the 4x200 meter freestyle relay. Man, and Katie Ledecky, she was the last leg, anchor leg, and for the first three swimmers, I mean, they were doing the damn thing, but man, Australia's got that fitness she's a beast. But they got some great swimmers, but they were looking to not even medal in this race. But Ledecky came in on the fourth leg, man, and just turned on the freaking gun, Joe, and was able to pull out the silver, coming from all the way from behind and pulling out the silver medal for the swim team, women's team. So big shout outs and come throughs to Katie Ledecky, who's out there in Tokyo racking up all the medals in swimming.
We got the updates on the NBA draft going on in the feed. Pistons select Cade Cunningham, no surprise there, and the Houston Rockets are on the clock.
Yeah. Gosh, I feel really sorry for whoever's got to go to that team. Jeez, they're just, I don't know. They're almost up there with the New York Knicks, man. I mean, they're just so bad. But, okay. So, I think that's all we got for you guys tonight. We kind of went a little bit over because there's so much to talk about, man. When we come back next week, we'll be wrapping up the Olympic Games. We'll talk a little bit about the draft, the NBA draft, and the new homes for some of the players and the possibilities that'll be going on there, and keeping you abreast of what's going on around town. We really appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. You know how we in the show, Baltimore spread love, yo. We are still in a pandemic, and I feel like we are about to go back to where we came from because of these damn variants. So I can't stress it enough, man. Wash your hands, wash your ass. And I, for one, would love to go back to teleworking. So, I am. I have mixed feelings about this variant, Yeah. But you guys have a great week. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. This is Keisha and Mark signing off. just a bit outside.